Well, welcome to Beginners Academy. We recently had a radar rally and we have some radar rally reports. We're starting with Chris, VA3ECO.
Okay. Yeah, I'd planned to go out in a canoe for my radar rally, which is a comfortable way of doing things, but the wind had a different idea. Let me bring up a shared screen here if I can. That's working, eh?
It started.
So
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
the waves don't look big in the picture, but all that white out there, those are white caps. So those are like 4 foot waves. And I'm in a canoe, and you can see the leaves have fallen from the trees. The water is, well, it's not freezing, but it's not far off freezing. So I just thought, I'm not risking my life for this, especially with the equipment in the canoe. So I decided I'm going to go on foot. So about an hour before it was going to get started, I was getting my gear together and we're just finishing breakfast and we heard a crash on my roof. And this is my satellite antenna system, VHF, UHF. This is the horizontal beam right here, the thing that's sitting vertical. So that snapped off there. We had 50-mile-an-hour winds all day long, and it actually broke the part of the mast that was between the vertical. Sorry, there's the horizontal and there's the vertical actuator. So this guy here is normally sitting on top of that guy there, and these beams are up pointing in the other direction. And this is a vertical part here that is now horizontal. So I ran up and tied it with some ropes and thought, okay, well, that's it for that antenna for now. And it's actually sitting there as we speak like that. And I decided to go walking. So we've got some trails on the island. I could have gone over to mainland and gone a road, and I just thought I'm going to stick to the island and walk back and forth till I got my kilometer in. So there's my good old trusty Yaesu 857 and my little lipo battery, or not lipo, lithium ferrous phosphate inside my lunch bag. And I used a little work table, and I didn't haul the work table with me because I thought if you use a picnic table at a park, it's there when you get there. So I thought it would be okay to, by the rules, to leave my table behind and come back to it. And off I go, walking with everything in my backpack other than the table. There's my collapsible whip antenna that I like using. It was almost too windy for it. I thought I would have to go back and get my 8 foot ham stick, but uh, with it clamped in that table, it stood up all right. I walked to the other end of the island where there's a lookout. Again, there's the white caps just roaring across the bay. Um,
Well, did this
Go ahead,
count
Greg.
for POTA?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. All right. That's all right.
The adjacent island to
Well,
us is POTA because it's
well,
not privately owned. This is a privately owned island, so it's not POTA.
yeah. I'm thinking if you do radar to radar and you're at a POTA, that
Oh,
that should be extra points, you
how
know?
would we do that? Okay, well,
Yeah.
we'll come up. Now, I thought about that morning. In fact, while we were having breakfast, I said, I could take the boat over to the neighboring island. It's only about 300 feet away from me here, and walk up and down that. But we haven't been on that island for about a year. And my wife said, there's going to be trees blown down everywhere. That's going to be a hell of a walk. Just stick with this path here where we run snowmobiles in the wintertime, and I actually cut it with a lawnmower during the summertime, so it's a lot nicer walking. This picture here, what I wanted to show people is a couple things. One is I'm usually using a counterpoise wires cut to length for 20-meter band. One of the and that quarter wave makes it 5 meters long, right, or 17 feet, whatever you want to call it. One of them, I put an alligator clip in the middle of it. And if I want to go 10 meters, I bring it back and I attach that to the base of my antenna, bring my telescoping whip down to half the length, and now I'm tuned for 10 meters. Works really, really well and very quick. Um, this is a little grounding wire. I found even with the double counterpoise, I was getting RF back into the radio. And this little grounding wire, you can't quite see it. It goes down and it's clipped onto the metal table, and the table's sitting in the earth, the moist earth, and that seemed to get rid of my RF problems. And a trick I do for checking for that is I get on sideband, key up the radio, and I do a short consonant or just a quick blow into the mic or a whistle, and just a very fast one. And I look at my power level, and if my power level stays up for a second or two after I finish making noise, then I know it's sort of reverberating in itself, and I got to do something about grounding. But if that power level drops immediately when I stop making noise, then I know I'm properly grounded. And I had that problem at the beginning. I was checking into with one guy, and he was having a hell of a time following what I was saying. Put on this ground wire, and that cured it. In the canoe, this will usually go over the gunnel into the lake, and I'll ground that way. So I had a call. I think it was, I haven't got my log in
Oh,
front of me. Second call of the day, 8 minutes after 10 o'clock. We started at 10 a.m., both Greg, Ken, and I, and got a call from Greg, and this is his grid that he gave me. So I came home and plunked it into, I didn't have the URL here, but it's k7fry.com, k7fry.com. It's a real neat little, very simple website. You just punch in the grid, and you can put two grids, and it'll give you distances. But I just punched in Greg's grid,
yeah.
and
Well,
Greg would be there somewhere.
the little block there uh, should be a
Was it close?
picnic table
Okay, so there's somewhere in there is a
and a
picnic
porta
table,
potty,
but
and
and the whole 9 yards.
yeah,
And they seem to be big on baseball down there.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was exciting to get Greg Radar to Radar. Uh, I spent a bit of time running this FT8CN on my phone, and this is the screen that you run. So here I'm making a few contacts with it. I sort of went back and forth between phone and digital. Uh, if anyone's playing with this thing, one thing you gotta find out or know is that clicking on this little megaphone is the way to stop it. Because otherwise, this thing just goes on and on and on, calling people that
Well,
you
it's
don't want to
also
call
the way
necessarily.
to start it. Mine wasn't
Yes,
transmitting. I had to click.
yes. And I don't have a picture with it off, but off it's kind of a grayish window here, is it not, Greg? Kind of a
Yeah,
grayish black. And then you click on it, and it goes from one color to red when it's actually transmitting. But if things this thing's got a mind of its own sometimes, and if you want to shut it down, that's the trick is to click on that little megaphone. So it's a neat little program. It's free. It's not on the Google Play Store. You have to download it APK. It is Chinese, so you're taking your chances, but I don't know what the heck. I got so much Chinese stuff in this house. They probably know me by my first name now.
Is that Android only?
I don't know, Greg. I think it is Android,
I
isn't it?
it probably is.
I think it is
Yeah.
Android only, yeah.
And another
Uh
question, if I may.
sure.
You guys were doing, when you did radar with Greg, what band frequency and power levels were you guys using?
That's a good question. We were 20 meters, and we were coordinating by text, I think, this
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
And he said he was on this frequency, so I was just setting up. So I went to his frequency. I was running QRO. I was running 100 watts. Greg was QRP. To be honest, he was tough to hear. I could tell
Well,
mostly by his tone of his voice. I could recognize Greg's voice.
well, yeah. Actually, the rig will do 20 watts on sideband. So I was 20 watts into a mag loop, which you'll see in
Yeah.
a bit. Yeah.
And at times he came up pretty good. Like I could start following him all right, and then with fading with QSB, he would go down, and I get him to repeat it like 2 or 3 times to get the grid. But
But
it worked.
yeah, we
Cool.
really did exchange the grid
Yeah,
on
yeah.
yeah,
It was a legal contact. Yeah,
for radar
And
to radar,
yeah.
you're supposed to do a 8-digit grid square.
yeah.
So
And what antenna were you using, Greg?
I was
Loop.
using a mag loop, which we'll
Okay.
see later. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And
Thanks.
I've got a vertical whip,
Yeah.
17 foot with two 17-foot counterpoises left and right. And
Okay.
I love that antenna. It's so quick. I don't need trees. Um, a little anything I can attach and it's attached onto my walking stick, so it's really easy to set up. So there's my path. So my cabin where I am right now as we speak is here. I went out into the backyard up a ways on the hill, and that's where I set up my station. So what I would do is start walking, and I would go up and down here. There's two paths going that way. Then I go up to my brother's cabin here and look at the lake, take a picture, back down. I would walk around until I got about half a kilometer in, and then I come back again, same path, and I've got my 1 kilometer in. So this is there and back again is my 1 kilometer, and I'm working from the same location each time, which is fine for POTA. And there's my 4 kilometers total. So that was 4 deployments, 3 transitions. So technically, I walked a little further than I had to. And I only got in 3,200 steps, Greg. That's not very good.
Oh, I got more steps than that.
And here's the last slide. It's got nothing to do with radar at all. This is Comet A6 Lemon. This is from a week ago, off my dock with a new little smart telescope with one of the Starlink satellites traveling through the photobombing the
Oh,
picture.
that's pretty nice.
That's an awesome shot.
This is very nice.
Now this is something on what's called a Dwarf 3. US, I'm thinking $500, maybe less, on Amazon.com. It's designed in Japan, made in China, I think. Anyhow,
Well, I thought you said the Comet was Dwarf 3.
no.
Okay.
Sorry, the camera is Dwarf 3. The Comet is A6 Lemon,
Okay.
and it's the hot one right now. Although there's another one coming up, R2 Swan, which might also be pretty big shortly. But this is a beautiful comet right now. I saw it naked eye in a very dark area. Binoculars, no problem. With binoculars, if you know where to look, you can see this thing just after sunset right now. And that's my radar. Oh, I was going to show you my log, but I can tell you. On the last stop, I decided to go to 10 meters, as I said. I shortened up my radials. Got into Brazil 2 or 3 times at 6,000 miles from here on 10 meters with FT8. So that was kind of exciting. But yeah, that little FT8 program is pretty slick once you start to get the feel for it. It's scary to start off with, but once you get the rhythm going, it's pretty neat.
It is wonderful that you don't have to carry a laptop or even a tablet. It works well right off the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you have an Android.
Well, don't we all have Android?
Come to the dark side.
The smart ones do.
Well, well, I haven't had full success with it, but an Android tablet should work, but mine doesn't want to fully work for some reason. But for other people, it would work. And
I found my tablet has got a headphone microphone jack, and the microphone does nothing. It's not connected. So there's a microphone in the laptop, so when you're doing Zoom, you can talk. But if you jack in, it goes dead.
Now with your phone,
my phone, it works beautifully, and that's what
it uses Bluetooth. Mine does.
Yeah, see, I've got an old 857, so I'm jacking
Okay.
directly in, and I
Well,
got audio
yeah,
out of the radio straight in.
mine uses, I used, Bluetooth. So
Yeah,
no wires.
yeah, and no RF going back and forth. That's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a little bit to share, and I have more. I've gotten some emails from other people also, but let's see. All right. Well, my call is N4KGL, and I operated from a local park in Dothan, Alabama, and well, so well, actually, we'll start it here. Well, you can do what's called a team radar. And this was my teammate, WD0HBR, um, joined me at the park. And we operated from the picnic table. And if I was trying to get a bigger picture. So, anyway, I had already mentioned the mag loop. This is the brand is Alex Loop, and it's one of my favorite antennas because it's so portable and it works from 40 meters to 10 meters. So um, um, you have your choice of the bands, and uh, down on the table is a rig that really shined. It was it's a Chinese FX4CR transceiver. That's that little box with the knobs on it. And um, actually, the batteries I had were as big as the transceiver, which really probably wasn't necessary. But anyway, so well, the antenna, the batteries, and the rig will fit into my backpack. But Tom had an idea that he would carry the Alex loop as it was, and that's what that's what we did. So
Nice. That'll help the setup time.
yeah, but it, if you tilt it over, it will kind of start disassembling itself. But that could be fixed. But nevertheless,
Now, is that your table or a picnic table there?
that's a picnic table that was already there,
Nice.
and well, you have a choice of antennas. Like Chris used a vertical. I have a link dipole, and you think, well, you got to have a big antenna, particularly if you're using low power, but you don't. So a lot of times I said after the radar challenge, I could have used my Alex loop for the whole thing, but this time I did use the Alex loop for the whole thing, and uh, I had Tom and I had 4 stops and 20 contacts, which I'll show you more on that. But
And did you stay on 20 meters, Greg?
20 meters
Oh,
the
there's your
whole
log
time.
there. Yeah.
Although I may have missed out, on good conditions on 10 meters. Well, anyway, my watch, one thing my watch can do is give me the 8-digit grid square, which is nice. It's a Garmin watch, and that's a little widget that a ham wrote, and he had radar in mind. So,
Really?
yes,
Get out. Cool.
yes. So, it would be a little better if this was a satellite view, but now I actually had mapped a big loop and stopping, uh, having all the stops at different places along the route. But I kind of did what Chris did, which was start at one place and walk a half kilometer and then come back. So these little things are off the Garmin watch, and so just for fun. So starting at the picnic table. Well, it turned out there's a boardwalk and kind of in a wooded area, and I took a wrong turn and uh, didn't use the plan, but it worked out anyway.
It's not a very big park to get lost in, Greg.
Well, hey,
Really?
the first time I did it, I used an app that had the trail, on GPS, but actually that boardwalk had some intersections where I took a wrong turn. So I didn't go where I expected, but nevertheless, it was walking.
Well, that's the beauty of the watch. You get half a kilometer, you just look at your watch and go, oh, time to turn around.
Yeah, that's right. So it was taking about, 22 minutes here. Not a particularly fast walk, but Tom and I were in the senior division, so we had to take what we could get. Um, and this is my log sheet, and the goal is to get 5 contacts, and then take your walk, and then set up again and get 5 more. So the 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 first stop was on sideband, and my first contact was radar to radar, R2R, with Chris, and I just ended up doing hunt and pounce after that. And uh, this was probably it was good conditions because I had no trouble finding stations to work. Okay, uh, and you get uh, 2 points for a radar to a POTA park or a soda park. So I had some R2Ps, but an interesting thing, some of my reports. Oh, well, this is Chris's report. 2-2.
That was a struggle. I
So
when
Chris was struggling.
well when I have to ask someone to repeat themselves 3 or 4 times, I'm afraid I got to give you a 2.
Well, we were both out portable,
Yeah,
but um, but you got it.
yeah, they
Yep.
got it, and it was legal. Yeah,
Yeah. I got overall. I got some 3-3s and 4-4s.
Hey, Greg,
Yeah.
I can tell that between station 2 and station 3 is where you got lost. I'm looking at your count time or your clock time.
Uh huh.
Uh, that must have been where you wandered off trail there between at the end of 2, go down about 3 or 4 lines.
Uh
oh, the
huh.
employment
It's
between
1738 was your time for
in
2,
1831,
and then 1831.
or was that lunchtime, Greg?
It
I
might have been.
believe it was lunchtime.
I thought maybe that's when you got lost.
No, I got lost on this first one,
uh,
but um, but anyway, you can actually see it was taken. Um, maybe what was it, 35 minutes for to get five contacts, and then um, well, you could check it out and figure it out, but roughly 30, 40 minutes to get the five contacts. Uh, the second stop, uh, I continued on sideband and I got Chris again. And Chris, I had, some challenge copying you, but you were stronger on the second go.
Yeah.
And then the third stop, I tried FT8 using that FT8CN app on my phone, and this KP2BH/4 was the Virgin Islands. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Hey, Greg,
Yes.
did you change your outgoing message to CQ radar like you mentioned last
No.
week? Okay.
No.
I was thinking about doing that, and I thought, oh, that's
Well,
going to
I just
confuse the
didn't get
heck out of
around
people.
to it.
Yeah.
Trying it. So this app's a little more mysterious than the usual FTA app.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
one takes some head scratching.
Yeah. But that would have been good if I did. Now, unfortunately, I didn't see Chris on the decode at all.
No, and we had coordinated. We weren't always on the same deployment at the same time, but we were on that one.
Yeah.
And I said keep an ear out for me, but no, he didn't copy me at all,
No.
which is odd. But here I'm on a frequency, right? An audio frequency. I forget. I think I even told you what it was. You could have had another station on that frequency drowning me out, right?
Yeah.
Local station. So who knows what it was. But I thought I would catch you and you would catch me, but no, it wasn't happening.
Yeah. Uh, Actually, the here on stop three, getting the first contact on FT8 was probably 15 or more minutes. So that accounted for some of the time. But once I got the first one, then the others came along, fairly often.
I had a similar experience. It was tough
Yeah.
getting going and then it went really well.
Yeah. So now, actually, the app keeps a log. So I do have more information than you see here, but it's hard to know if they're in a park or not,
No.
unless, that's kind of a disadvantage, unless I looked them up at, on the POTA website. If they had spotted, then I could figure out they were POTA, but that's hard to keep up with. And then the fourth stop was I decided to try CW. And it turned out it was the ARRL CW sweepstakes,
Get it.
filled up the band, but the POTA people operated in a part of the band I've never been on, this 14115.
Oh wow.
Uh,
And look how fast your contacts were.
yep.
You should have done that through the whole contest.
Well, I could have,
you
but
might have gotten 5 stops in.
yeah. So actually, I consider, well, it's whatever, but I'm happy with 4 stops.
Four is a grind enough. I was
Yeah.
feeling it that night. I've done 5, but boy, that's painful.
Yep. So, I'll probably have a hard time finding more stuff. But anyway, actually, Scott Burnett in he lives in Lynn Haven, I think, and he operated from Ecofana um, which counted as in Bay County, which counted as a POTA site. And he worked a radar station in California.
Yeah, I saw
And
that on the log.
yeah, now, so anyway, I was glad to have Bay County represented, and Scott sent me the pictures. But it probably take me a little while to find them. And then we had a lady, Sherry Hyde in Arkansas, operated, and she worked the station in California that was doing radar, and that station is WE4
BY.
BY, and so it's a bona fide radar. And I had worked him in previous times, so we had California represented, and I
Great.
may get more input from people as we go. But so I'll close out here. So I don't think we had as big a crowd, and particularly an international crowd this time. But I'm leaving someone out. Ken, what do you
You,
say?
What's your story, Kent?
my story was limited.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
What?
I was looking for you on FTA. Where were you?
I was I was there for a little while.
I saw your spot and I got going on phone on my first deployment. I thought, well, that's okay. I'll get Ken on his second spot. And that's when
Yeah,
I
well,
went to FT8 on my second spot and posted it and thought Ken will see that. We'll meet up and it'll be great. And there you were gone.
well, what happened to us is my wife and I we were down at Rockets all day on Saturday, and particularly her she couldn't hold out. We went to one stop, New Brockton City Park, and I made 5 contacts on FT8, and at the end of that, we decided to just toss the towel uh, and not finish it.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it would have been nice. I had 5 contacts that were on 5 watts that were mostly in the northeastern United States and down around. But
Well, next time what I should
yeah,
have done is when I saw your FT8 because I was watching the open view logger and actually have you got pictures to show, Greg, or can I share a screen of the logger to show your stuff?
yeah,
Oh,
go
why
ahead.
don't you show it? Oh, yeah.
I don't have anything.
Yeah, I
Okay.
haven't gotten to that.
Oh,
So,
you're gonna
but
show that,
you
Greg?
no, because I
Okay.
haven't put in my stuff. I don't have it handy right now, but it's on the web.
Yeah.
And the logger is designed and maintained by Eddie Layton, ZS6BNE, who originated the radar concept. And he lives in South Africa.
Yeah. Now I've got it on the screen right now. I think you can all see it. It looks a little confusing at first, but it all the data is there. And once you kind of get your head around the colors and the columns and stuff, it's really a powerful little tool. So I was setting up early in the morning, well, not early, 10 o'clock, and you can see where my mouse is here. There's Ken spotting himself. So you can report your log during the contest or after the contest. I'm not that confident on my little phone to do it during the contest, but I will do the spotting during the contest. So, and so did Ken. So Ken comes up with a spot, and I looked at that and I saw the frequency 14074, and I thought, Ken's on FT8 right now. But I'm getting a text from Greg right here, minutes later, is on phone SSB at the other end of the band. I thought, oh, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? Okay, I'll do Greg first, and then I'll do Ken later on a second deployment, perhaps. And work Greg, worked a few more people, and unfortunately I missed Ken. But next time we'll make it work, Ken. And here's Greg doing a spot as well
Yeah.
to let people know he's at 14260. So I get to my second deployment and I figure I'm going FT8 right away because Ken will be looking for me, and I do a spot. So this is just advertising myself, not putting in points or anything. And I go 14074 to let both Ken and Greg know, and anyone else who's got this thing running, that I'll be on FT8 for the next however long it takes me to make 5 contacts, so 10 or 15 minutes. And then here's Greg again doing a spot to let people know he's at 1433322. Now I saw that, and that's how we did our second radar to radar when I saw his spot. Then later on in the day, I did a spot. Now that I typed it in wrong, this should be 28074 to let anyone who might be listening that I'm doing FT8, but up on the 10-meter band. And that was and this is my 4th deployment. See number 4 there. So it works pretty slick. This radar open view. Anyone got any questions on how that works? And this thing is you don't need a passcode to get in it. It's dynamic. It works really well.
Yep. And well, when I put in my contacts,
you'll blow me out of the water.
No, I think we had about the same, but
we did, but you got more radar to POTUS. So I think I think you're gonna sneak ahead this year, Greg. I think you got me.
Well, but it will match up. If it's radar to radar, it will match it up, and it will give you 3 points instead of 2 or 1 point.
Yeah, so. Let me, I'll quickly show that. There'll be, I think, something happens in this check column, doesn't it, if they match up?
Well, I think it's the QSL column.
Oh, the QSL column. Oh, yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows up here if they match up.
Yeah.
And then you get your points. So it's all automatic. It's he did a good job. At first I was looking at this going, wow, that's a lot of colors, but it all kind of starts making sense once you start using it.
Well, he carried
another thing about that little.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Another thing about that little program is it is browser based, so you can run that off of any computer or phone, Apple, Android, whatever. So it's out there for everybody.
Eddie is the originator of radar, and then he's IT whiz.
It'll also give you a bar graph to see who did how well compared to other people. And once Greg puts his data in, later this week, we'll look at that maybe next week.
Yeah. Well, Chris, if I beat you this time, it would be the first time.
I think you did.
Yeah.
You did.
Well, we'll see. So does anybody have any additional questions for us? The next radar rally will be the first Saturday of April. And the next day, which is a Sunday, is a makeup day if you couldn't do it on the Saturday. And Chris and I and Ken were doing it on Sunday. So Bob, I hope you can You'll have the day off. Now you
We'll
have a
see how
different,
we'll
and
see how it works out.
don't you make your own schedule?
No,
No,
not well. Uh, sometimes, not all
sometimes.
the time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, of course, you can practice radar anytime you like and go practice. And if we had enough interest, we could do something in between the two, April and November. So,
Yep.
and, they talk about zone of influence. Well, a lot of the radar operators are my close friends. So, and I appreciate them doing radar. So, awesome.
Well, maybe we should move it to the second weekend of the month to not clash with your rocketry
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
And I wonder if that would help Lucy with her contest.
well, I don't know. Being later in the year, I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
you're not
actually,
usually
I hear in the UK the weather is just not predictable.
no.
There's no perfect day. So I don't know. It's tough. Well, I've considered moving it.
Yeah. Well, and for England, I think, and Norway, it's their weather's all over the
Well,
map. I think I've told the story of Lucy being on really early in the morning because I mean it's 6 hours later there, and I got on my home station and gave her a call. Like I saw her post on the logger that she was on, so I figured, hey, I'm going to try to work her just for my home station, not a radar to radar necessarily, but as a chaser. And I worked her, and I got her, and she was sitting on the beach portable with a whip and a little, what did they call their little garden
uh,
buggies? They got a funny name for it.
a,
Is it a trolley or
a,
something?
a, a,
No, it's got a
a
weird name.
brawly trolley or
A
something like
brawly trolley. Yeah, that's
that.
it.
Something like
And she is sitting on the beach and it's like gale force winds.
that.
And I can hear it on the microphone. Like, she's just, the wind is just howling. And she's sitting there. So
Yeah.
she did like one or two deployments, had to shut it down. It was unbelievably windy there. So, and then our friend in Norway sent that video
Right.
of doing it in the rain on a mountainous trail. Holy cow.
Well, you know, people may say, well, why would you do that? Why would you set up and then tear down and take a walk or a canoe or whatever? But you don't know how much fun it is until you try it. So
Yeah. And
yeah,
it hones your skills at setting up quickly because I mean that's an emergency that is part of the game, right?
yep, that's right. Well, I had fun, and I'm glad I'm hearing a lot of folks' reports, and we may get some. The uh, Ham, his name is Greg too, out in California. I'd be interested getting his report. So at this point, we'll wind it up and roll this out to YouTube for the people that couldn't make it tonight. So, uh, a good R to R or something like that. That's the radar thing. All right. 73.